I'm gonna get right to it.
Uncovering music by new and up-and-coming great artists.
And the Grammy goes to
the next big thing. This is Untouched Melodies.
Talk to him. Talk to him. Talk to him.
Hello.
Well, hello. It is another Untouched Melodies with your host, Phil Parker. And of course, I try not to disappoint, and I have definitely hit one out of the park this evening. I have the fabulous, amazingly talented Harper Allen. Harper, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
It's
I'm so excited.
I'm just honored and very thrilled because I've been listening to your music pretty much since I feel like I discovered you, but I didn't really. It's like when you find new music, you're like, oh my god.
I think that counts. Every time I like.
Oh my god, they're amazing. And so, both my wife and I have been following you on Instagram. I almost said Facebook, for quite a while now, a couple of months, and I've been really just excited to get you on the show. So, we're here. We're gonna do this.
Heck yeah.
So, everyone that is watching, I can tell you that what normally happens if you're a regular viewer is we go through my top 5 songs that I love. We talk about the songs and just kind of get into the weeds of Harper Allen or whoever I'm speaking with. So this is going to be an interesting evening, to say the least.
Heck yeah.
But to start us off, Harper, let me know kind of how you got started in music, like what really set you on this path, because you have a pretty amazing kind of backstory when I did my research and found out all these little things that not many people are privy to.
Oh no.
You've written some soundtracks for kid shows and
Yeah.
done all that stuff, but what really kind of set you on that path?
I don't know how far back you want to go, but the earliest one is like I decided when I was 10 or 11 that I wanted to start playing open mics. And so I learned the ukulele, but then the ukulele was not loud enough at the open mics. And so I was like, and so I learned the guitar. And that I wasn't good at it. So I was like, I need to learn the keyboard. Maybe that's my special skill. And so I begged my mom to let me like do chores and save up. And then I bought a keyboard on Craigslist and I set it up in the garage and I sat on a cooler and I had no pedal, which is the funniest part. And I would play my chords like this instead of, you know. And I started writing songs and they were the worst songs that anyone has ever written, and my mom loved them. And I remember I played one for her and she cried. Of course, you know, it's your mom.
Boy. Yeah, well, your mom,
old. Yeah. But I remember she cried and I was like, I want to feel the way I feel right now all the time. I want to, like, I don't want to make people cry, but like I want to make people cry.
Right. Yeah. Just that gratification kind of from making something that make someone that emotional or that happy or whatever. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Ironically, I come from a performing kind of background myself. People who've watched the show would know I've done stand-up comedy in the past. I've done a spot of DJing, all that kind of stuff. And it is very gratifying when you're up on stage or you're doing something like that and you make something, even like something like this, and you're just like, oh wow, I want to do more of this. This is great. You know, it's just really, really crazy.
Yeah.
But tell me a little bit about like the first time you realized, okay, this is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. You know, I want to pursue this as a career. Like, when did you kind of realize that was your path?
Probably at that first open mic. Like, obviously, you know, the space between deciding that and like having things kickstart was, I think I was 19 when I landed my first kids project, and those royalties were part of what helped me move out to LA and were instrumental for me. But like starting at 10 or 11, I was like, I'm gonna do that. I don't think there's anything else that would make me happy. I don't want to do anything else. Which is scary because it's like if you fail, you know, no, that's not fun.
not everybody not everybody is as successful as like Ed Sheeran, who went just sofa surfing for months and months and months, and then all of a sudden he happened upon Jamie Foxx, and Jamie Foxx just decided, hey, you need to meet this guy, and then he's got this
Yeah.
amazing career. So yeah, it's not
Yeah.
always the glorified story that we hear from artists. But yeah, I mean, how daunting was that for you just to make that leap?
It was incredibly daunting. And when I made the leap, I dropped out of college. So that
Oh
was, I
boy.
dropped out of college after being there for, I think, 4 weeks. I remember I was like sitting in a math class that I had to take my first year, and I was like, doodling in the back, and I realized I was like, I'm paying to be here. And then I had another thought, and I was like, and I grew up from a very well educated parents. College was very much like the next step. People went to college. That wasn't a thing you didn't do unless you couldn't for some reason.
Right.
And it just like didn't. I always wanted to do music, but it was like there has to be a path that involves college with that. And yeah, I had this moment where like that voice in my head, I was like, you can leave. And I remember just like walking around in a daze for the entire day and just being like, you can leave. You can leave. And then my poor roommate, I like packed up and left that night. And fortunately I was going to Layla and Marymount, which is about an hour away from where my mom lived. So I just drove back home. But I decided I was going to be a songwriter. My plan was not to be an artist. My plan was to be a songwriter. And I dropped out and I asked anyone I knew who was music adjacent, because I grew up doing like music programs, like
Right.
band directors, anyone that I knew. And I was like, yo, do you know anyone who's making a living as a songwriter? Because I'm not sure if that's a thing people do, and I need to talk to someone. And that's where I ended up meeting my very, very good friend. Her name's Jolene Bell, and she's phenomenal writer, and she brought me in on a lot of these kids projects that we ended up pitching for. And yeah, that was kind of the way I was able to kickstart this. And obviously it's ebbed and flowed pretty significantly, especially since COVID. But yeah, that's how I ended up out here. And it was terrifying because I mean, I think I still feel guilty about not going to college. But
it is what it is. If you're successful, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so I mean that's like the added pressure, right? Like I gotta sort this shit out, or else I'm just a college dropout and not a college dropout who's also, a wildly successful musician.
Are you working as well, or is the songwriting your primary thing?
I do work as well. I work a part-time job. I work in an art gallery downtown.
Oh, nice.
I love my job. I feel very, very fortunate that I get to do something I love on both sides of my life. Hi, Dave.
There you go, Dave.
He actually, he was the writer. He was the co-artist on I Like to Think.
Yes, I'm very familiar.
Sorry.
I'm very familiar.
Sorry,
thank you, Dave, for no, don't be sorry at all. Thank you, Dave, for tuning in. Really appreciate the support, and I'm sure Harper does too. That's awesome. Thank you. So yeah, I mean, I think the reason I ask where you work and if you work is sometimes reality is just so devoid from what people are thinking. Like, for example, I'm on, like, you're on Spotify, so people just think, oh, they're on Spotify, they must be making it big, they must be. But reality is that anybody can go on DistroKid or whatever the distribution thing is, and put music out there, and you need to support these artists, otherwise they're not going to be able to keep making this music. And most of them are just trying to make ends meet, or writing songs, or doing whatever, and really want your feedback. And that's kind of where this whole podcast came from. 100%. Dave, thank you. He's just peppering me with emojis. Yeah, great. I love it. But that's literally what it's about, is just supporting these artists. And you're one of those artists. And when I heard your music at first, it was such a shock. And I think I said this to you because one of the JPEGs of your songs, actually, my wife is like, oh my God, that looks like a picture of me when I was a kid, and then all of a sudden
Oh yeah.
we're just like listening, and I'm like, this is a good song, and then all of a sudden we just kept going. But so before we get too far down the road, what I want to do is start with number 5 on my top 5 list. Now we're going to do for those who are just tuning in, we're also going to do the release, a sneak peek release kind of thing for your new single, which comes out tomorrow.
It comes out at midnight, actually. It's
Midnight, even better. So after this, wait a few hours and you can listen to the whole song. How's that?
Yeah.
But we're going to do a quick sneak peek. But my first number 5 on my list of songs is actually... No, I don't need a drum roll.
That's not the right answer. You were supposed to say yes.
Drum roll is for the first...
Sorry.
We're listening to TS, aka Taylor Swift. So
I was
worried
about getting in trouble, so that's why
that's okay.
TS.
That's totally fine. You don't need to
If you look at the lyrics too, it's every time her name is said in the song, I wrote the lyrics into the DSPs as Sailor Twift.
Oh,
names to get flagged somewhere.
Smart. I like that. Very good.
I'm scared
you could just like email her and be like, hey, can I use your name? But whatever. It's all good. No? All right. Cool. So tell me a little bit about this. Obviously you're a Taylor Swift fan, because this wouldn't be a thing otherwise. Or maybe you could. But the song itself, where was it born from? Like, what was the whole idea?
So I started writing the song, I think, in like 2019, and that's pretty common for me. Like, most of my songs were years in the making, and it's not years like, I sat down every day for a year, but I'll have an idea, and then 8 months later I'll revisit it, and then another 2 months later I'll whatever. I started that one when I hadn't moved to LA yet. I moved to LA, and I remember it was one in particular that my bandmate and also the person I was dating, who became my ex, it was one that I wrote while I was in that relationship, and they were not a huge fan of, which is probably why I turned around, and when I put out my first single, I was like, it's gonna be this song that they didn't like.
Cool.
but no, just overall, I finished producing it. We got the whole thing done, and I listened to it, and it was one of the first things I made that wasn't a collab. It was a collaboration in the sense that lots of people helped me, but I had veto power. I'd always been in bands. I'd always worked as a co-writer. I'd always worked on other projects. It was, let's as a group decide how this is going to sound. And this was like, no, I am building a project. I might bring in people to collaborate who are wonderful and awesome. Dave actually co-wrote that one with me as well, but I got to be the artist for the first time. I got to make all the decisions, and so it's obviously near and dear to me because of that, but also anytime I put a song out, like 2 months later, I'm like, I don't ever need to hear that again.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward. It's like hearing your voicemail for the, when you listen to your voice back, you're like, wow, do I sound like that? Oh my God.
I'm like that. Yeah.
But in your case, I mean, you sound amazing. So I don't know where you have no right to say anything other than, wow, I sound great. And Brooke, thank you for tuning in, my friend. Appreciate the support. So just to catch you up, we're going to number 5 on my top 5 favorites for Harper, and we're going to listen to, I would say, maybe 30 seconds to a minute of we're listening to TS, because we don't want to breach copyright or anything like that, right? All right, here we go.
And winds are like the way you pull me in, too strong to refuse. 4 years down the line, and I've tried everything to try. There's nothing else for me but you. Swear that I'm not trying to make this a habit, but the blush on your cheek is the same shade of red as flags I follow to your bed. I'm here now. Can you come out? I'll put on Taylor Swift. It'll feel just like we're kids again. I'll tell you that I never wanted anyone the way I want you. And all of my dreams take place in your bedroom. And my mouth says more, and my head wants it too. And I'm still wanting you.
I love that song. You know, when I had to do this is sometimes it's really hard for me, especially when there's only 5 on there. But
Yeah.
the like picking the order that I love your songs in is really difficult because I love all of them. But like it's just the lyrics are just great. Like my
Thank you.
God.
I'm
So
lyrics first always. I definitely, and I knew that going into songwriting, like I pick co-writers that are good with melodies. And not that they can't also be good with lyrics, or not that I can't also write melodies, but if I had to, pick, I've always felt much stronger about my lyrics than anything else.
And I secretly dabble a little bit just writing lyrics, and it's always something I ask because it's like, do you do the melody first or do you do the lyrics first? And everyone has a different process, and everyone kind of does things differently. You obviously like to tease everyone for months and after creating amazing pieces of works on Instagram. But oh wow, here we go, Katie.
Katie is my brother's girlfriend. She's the only person in my family who decided to stay up past her bedtime to watch this.
Oh my goodness.
Hi, Katie.
Bedtime being what time? Are they East Coast?
Like 8 p.m. They're in Utah.
Oh boy, Katie, I don't even know what time it is there, but thank you so much for staying up. That's awesome. We really appreciate the support. Well, Dave, you're going to be happy about this next one because number 4 is I Like to Think. So, honestly, the reason I love this song is, well, there's many reasons, but it's got that religious kind of connotation to it. You're talking about all this, but you're speaking all about like just what religion is to everybody. It's like you're born and you're just like, why am I going to church? I don't know. I'm just going, I guess. And then everybody has an opinion and everybody knows this and everyone doesn't know this and everyone, it's just so cool. Hold on, I gotta put this comment on. That's awesome. Sneaking in the green.
Jeremy is my friend.
Jeremy, thank you so much. That's awesome. I'm sure they're waiting for you wherever you are to come back to the stage. That's awesome. Thank you, Jeremy. But yeah, it's got the whole religion thing is always awkward. Like it's like, be careful what you're saying because blasphemy, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But you pulled this off really well. Like it's just there's so much to this. And granted, Dave obviously played his part in this as well. Just the whole song it's just complete. I think out of all of them, this is the first one I listened to where I was like, this is the whole package. Like you could release this, put it on the radio, and people would be all over this song. Like it's just incredible. It's a really good song. So tell me a little bit about making this song. Like what was the whole thought process? You kind of stole one of my questions, which was like, what comes first? So lyrically, where are you going with this? What kind of you were like, I'm ready to write about religion, or what happened?
This one in particular is really interesting because Dave's someone I write with really often, clearly. And we sat down to write for him. So this was a song that was for his artist project, and he was processing some feelings and some stuff in his past with religion, and he grew up pretty religious. And so the song kind of started as this concept about just not buying into organized religion, but feeling like the answer can't just be nothing either. There has to be like a middle ground between organized religion and atheism. But as we continued writing it, I just started to fall in love with it. And he was very generous when I asked, like, can we do this as a duet? Can I jump on this? I know, you know, a lot of the origins of what we wrote are undercurrents of your life and your lived experience. But I just got so into the idea of, I like to think, but I like to think a lot of things. Like I was like, that really does sum up my experience with religion of like I would like to think that all of this is correct. I would love to believe that I am loved by a God. I would love to believe that I have like a mapped out fate that is for me and all of this. But I'd like to believe in a lot of things.
I think that lyric itself is probably the most poignant out of all of them, just because it is pretty much what I think. It's what a lot of people think, is that, you know, for a lot of people, there isn't much thought at all. It's like, for me growing up, I was just Catholic. That's just, mom said I was Catholic. That's it. You're going you're going to church on Sunday, go to church. And feel guilty because you need to feel guilty right now. And look, he died for you, and all this stuff. And you're kind of you're just spoon fed all of this, and then forced fed more like. And so then you're just, you know. And then my experience of coming over to America from Ireland, and then experiencing different, like, it's almost like I used to have a coffee shop that sold one type of coffee. I came to America and I had Starbucks for religion, and it literally was like, I used to have coffee. I don't know what crap.
What's a frappuccino?
What is going on right now? Sure, I'll have that one.
What is Judaism? This is crazy.
Yeah. Christian. I thought Christian was just Christian. No, but there's so many different denominations, and then so. This song is just very much kind of it kind of touched a chord, and it was it's a very, very good song. So
thank you so
we're
much.
gonna play a little bit of this song. I want to get as much of the poignant lyrics as possible, so I think it's about a minute, but I might float over a little bit, so don't shoot me for doing that if I do.
I'm American. I'm always packing.
Oh boy,
that's a joke.
All right, here we go.
In my backyard sheds of the old bacons that I lied again. If it's said out loud, is it still a sin? My God, I wasn't even Catholic. When they pull your name from a Bible page, how do you live up to the slingshot king? There's a good in me that they couldn't see with their eyes on God. But I like to think when I'm done that somebody is listening. And I like to think there's a God. But I like to think a lot of things. 30,000 churches in the city. That many people can be wrong. Someone must know what's going on. Somebody still be unbelieving. It's one hell of a strong when angels dust falls from above. I'm getting higher and higher. When I'm tough, somebody is listening. And I like to think there's a God. Someone who cares what's happening.
So that's almost half the song. So I better like give people a reason to tune in on something. Honestly, it's perfect. So well done. Amazing. I love it. And I'm a huge, like, I've become like an almost crazy fan, because like literally anything you do, like for I kind of mocked you a little bit about putting so much Instagram stuff and not releasing the songs. But really, like, there was, I can't even remember which one it is now, but it was one of your reels. And literally, I just had it on repeat. Like, it was just like I had the reel just going because I was like, man, this lyric is great. And I was just, I'm like,
Thank you.
and
Oh, it's
I
so scary to put stuff out, though.
I intended to send it to you and be like, hey,
Do you have
release
this?
this song. It's gonna do my head in if you don't release this song. But anyway, yeah. So your lyrics are amazing. This was an amazing song. Is it surprising that Dave was part of this? Probably not, because you say that you write a lot of stuff with him, but he, like, just the whole thing was arranged beautifully. The message was great. You could have gone down a very controversial road with this, but you didn't. And it's just what everybody is thinking most of the time about religion when they're kind of just lost. Like,
Yeah.
just what am I supposed to be doing right now?
Well, with that one, I have to give just so much credit and so much love to Dave, because I got to jump on his story. Essentially, I got to help him find the language for it, and he did so much with the arrangement. We literally, I don't know if I put it on socials, but we wanted to do the church bells, the da, 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 da. We used glasses, like we filled them with
And it's great. I love it. I love it. It's great. It's really, really cool. And it's so simple, but it works really, really well. So that's awesome. So number 3 is a tough one for me, because now it gets harder to choose the top 3, I'll be honest. But I'm gonna go with the Topanga, the Murder Ballad.
Okay. All right.
So this is kind of shocking a little bit. It's like, damn, like, okay, all right. We go from the first song I ever heard of yours was You. So
yeah, no, it's
like,
definitely like a.
So it's gone from You to like, oh, okay, all right, I'm with this. Yeah, I can feel this a little bit. All right, cool. It's really good though. I mean, so tell me a little bit about this, because obviously, when people think of Topanga, they mix it up with, that Disney character from, all that kind of stuff. So tell me a little bit about this whole song, because wow.
My Murder Ballad, yes. I had that. Okay, so you were talking earlier about whether like melodies or lyrics come first. I usually get something in a chunk. I'll get the melodies and the lyrics at the same time, and sometimes the lyrics I get like don't make a ton of sense. But I got the chunk that you should drive both of us drunk off a cliff in my car, and I was like, that's so good. What do I write with that? So I sat on that for like 3 months and didn't know what to do with it. And then I took it to my very good friend Aaron, and he's a brilliant guitarist, and he helped me. And essentially, like, my most productive sessions, I usually have someone who's very music oriented, and they sit there and play me something, and I walk around the room in circles and write and rewrite lyrics for 3 hours. And it's like the only way to get me to focus if it's someone else in the room. But I just started writing, and I think music is a really good way to get out uncomfortable emotions that can lead you to do, shitty things otherwise. And I have a lot of I have a lot of rage towards men. And so
Are you saying so? I mean, I don't feel that rage. If that's what you're saying sorry for. Yeah, you have a lot of rage towards men. That's fair. Okay, that's cool.
No, but it was like a fun little
Is this like a breakup deal? Like,
no, it was like a character thing.
Oh, okay.
So this was like the only song I've written where none of it had anything to do with anything that's happened in my life. But I was just like, how cool is that concept that a guy like takes a girl's virginity in high school, cheats on her, and she's like, fuck that noise, and she drives him off a cliff. It was one of those things.
Sounds like a movie. This is what it sounds like.
Yeah, I didn't know how the story was going to end until it ended. And I didn't know how it was going to tie in the you could drive both of us drunk off a cliff. Because it starts with that. And then I like the kind of juxtaposition of in the beginning, she's saying, I love you so much. I'm so obsessed with you. You could do fuck all to me. Like, you could wreck me. You can break my heart. Like, you could drive both of us drunk off a cliff in my car. I don't care. I just want to be in the passenger seat with you. To, the ending where she's like, okay, I guess whoever is in the passenger seat with you is going down.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was morbid. It was aggressive. It was
I mean,
like
it's. I mean,
weird. I loved
so
it.
it. Here's the thing. It's for when you talk about it, it sounds like you're gonna be singing this horror flick kind of movie
Yeah.
thing going on. But honestly, when we listen to it, you're like, it doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like oh my like a heavy
Yeah.
metal, like oh my god, it's you singing, and if you've a great voice and you've great lyrics and you write great songs and everything. So but like I love your lyrics most of all about everything that you do. And so I'm listening more intently to your lyrics and I'm going, oh,
What the fuck? I
oh
think
boy.
I had this moment. I had multiple people really try to get me onto Phoebe Bridgers, and it took a hot second. It was a slow burn for me, but I remember I was trying to get into it. And she's, I don't think we sound similar, but she's also got this very airy, very sweet. When she sings, you're like, oh baby.
Hmm.
She has a very sweet voice, and I remember I was listening to one of her songs. It was called Garden Song, and she essentially makes a reference to like killing her neighbor and turning him
Oh
into a
boy. Yeah.
garden bed, but it's really subtle. And you can't make out a ton of her lyrics, and so I missed it like 7 times, and then I heard it, and I was like, "What did she just say?" And I loved that so much. I was like, "I want to do that. I want to write something where I have this, very sweet Disney princess voice." And all of a sudden, you're like, "Wait, what did she just say?" Um,
Mm.
so my goal was like, I don't want to be, raunchy for the sake of being raunchy, but I think in the context of, I wanted there to be a few lines where you're like, so that was the
Also, her neighbor is okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
song. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. All
that's
right.
good.
Got it. Yeah. No, that's a good point. Yeah. Mm. Thank you, Jeremy. Jeremy's still in the green room. His audience is waiting intently for his arrival. But he's busy watching us. So I guess that concert is canceled. Nice. All right. Thanks, Jeremy. I hope he hangs a sign out at least, like delayed until further notice or something. You know what I mean?
They're working sound, I think.
Oh, okay. All right. That's all right then. That's
But
not
I
terrible.
could be wrong. They could be performing tonight. I don't know. I'm about
So that would be hilarious if they were performing. So we're gonna listen to Topanga. Let me get this going here. And as with all of them, I want to make sure I get the lyrics that really hang in your head for a
Mm.
while. So we'll give it a minute or so, okay?
Good.
Oh, here's your answer.
I'm babysitting a paint night. They don't know. I love that this podcast is turning into getting the lowdown.
Yeah, like
on
it's
their-
incriminating evidence is what it is.
Heck yeah.
All right, here we go.
You could drive both of us drunk off a cliff in my car. Tie me to the train tracks and take off straight for the bar. There's no way to take it too far. You could drive both of us drunk off a cliff in my dead on arrival. The second I walk through the door, Danny's on your lap and there's somebody's pants on the floor. You think that I was getting off by the way that I stared like a creep, but I just couldn't leave. You told me it would hurt, but I didn't think you meant like this. Blood is on your sheets in the shape of my innocence. And I know I'm brilliant, but that night I slipped and you let me eat shit. It won't end like this, so I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I don't care how you treat me, as long as you see me. I'm only at this party 'cause you asked me to be here. Swear you made it easy, let her clearly by the hand.
I'm gonna cut it short a little bit here, but I want to say this. At the end, it's worth hanging on for the whole song. And
I
I'm
scream.
assuming, is Benjamin dad? Is that who that? Is that dad? Brother. Okay.
Brother.
Well, I know that girl. Yeah, I would hope so. I
I
would hope so.
would hope so.
So, you're almost screaming at the
Yeah.
end. It's like you break like, and it just adds to that emotion of the song. So it's definitely worth listening to the whole song for those who are interested in hearing the outcome of the murder.
The worst part is I was recording in my producer's apartment, and it was like, I don't think it was that late, but I had to be like, can I scream right now?
You could scream. You can scream right now if you want. I don't mind. I'm not gonna hold it
No,
against you.
when we were recording the song, we were like in his apartment, and I was like, is it cool if I like do a take where I just scream at the top of my lungs? And he's like, probably. We'll see if we get in trouble. Yeah, that was
Wow.
that was a good one.
Yeah, no, it's an amazing song. So the whole music scene is just full of wannabe artists. It's just everybody who's anybody wants to, like, has a YouTube channel or something. What do you feel about the industry right now and where it's at, and how difficult has it been for you to really go down this road that you're going down? Because we did joke a little bit earlier about your social presence or your internet presence or whatever, but I almost feel like it's working for you in your favor because you don't have so much. It's like you're not
It's
you're
secret.
not smothering people, but you're like, hey, if you want me, I'm on Instagram.
Come
Yeah,
find me if you wanna.
yeah, come find me if you want me.
I, in my experience, and I try not to talk at my ass about things I don't know, and there's a lot about the music industry that I still don't know, and it's kind of one of those things where I feel like the more I learn, I just learn how much I don't know. But I mean, it's difficult. It's I don't want to say it's terrible because I'm not complaining. I feel incredibly grateful that I get to do it. 90% of what I do to be an artist are things that I don't super enjoy. I try really hard to figure out how to approach them with like joy and love and find them wonderful. But I'm sure even with your podcast, this, so much of what you do is just office work.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is totally fine. I mean, it's what I do at my paid job too. It's more of what's difficult is it's not that like the act of filming a TikTok and editing it and posting it is like a difficult task per se. It's that you wake up every day and you put yourself out there, which is like, I feel like the cheesiest way to say that. But you go, here is me on video. What do you guys think? And you are met with either, or at least I'm met, I think a lot of the time, and most independent artists are, with just nothing. Like it feels like just screaming into the void over and over.
Yeah.
And even talking to you, you're like telling me about how you're listening to these reels over and over again, and you're vibing to my music. I don't see any of that, right? Like I'm not doing a ton of live shows. I don't have a ton of fans in LA. So even if I was, I don't really pull people for the time being. We're still growing.
Yeah.
But you don't see that. So you do feel, even when a video gets 20 likes, you feel like you're screaming into the void. And it's I don't want to say it's embarrassing, but like it can be embarrassing. And all your friends and family are seeing you do it. And I also, at the same time, and I don't want to like come for anyone because I totally get the motive on either side, but it's really obnoxious to me to listen to independent artists complain about how hard it is to be an independent artist. Because it's like, yes, it is incredibly difficult. It's also the same people that sit there and are like, I'll do anything for my art. This is my passion. This is my dream. And then turn around, they're like, I have to post on Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, it is a pain in the ass posting on Instagram. I'm not gonna lie. It
Absolutely.
But you do a really good job at it, and a lot of the time, I think what's so unique about you is that you're genuine on Instagram. You're not like, it's not you're doing it because you're trying to promote yourself. You're doing it because you have these feelings, you're having this day, and hey, by the way, I wrote a song and this might work for this moment. And
Mm,
you're connecting with an audience but through your experiences relating to their experiences. And I think you've done pretty well in posting some of these things where people will comment and say, I've actually gone through that, it sucks, and thank you for writing this song. So while yes, it does suck that you're not getting millions of likes and billions of followers, I think for me anyway, when I have one person say, "Hey, that was a great show,"
yeah,
I feel like, okay, so I'm
there's
hitting
a
the
reason.
notes with
Yeah,
somebody. And so I think when you're starting out, the biggest thing that I take from this is you're gathering momentum.
mm,
So as people like even me, like as people kind of discover you either by accident or because Spotify just happened to recommend them or
yeah,
whatever, then you're starting to gather these followers and then gradually you're going to get there. Now, you can go down the road of paying a promoter to do it. You could have a production company go behind you. You could have promoters. You could have all this kind of stuff. Or you could do it just organically. And honestly, I think organically is what's really working for you because the connection is more real. It's not, hey, I just paid someone to bombard somebody to like my page.
yeah.
You're getting these likes because you're connecting with people either through a gig or somebody happening upon a post. So I think honestly you're doing a really good job. So that's if that comforts you in any way, great. Because
Well, it's not even
that's how I sleep at night is I tell myself that.
it's not even a discomfort as much. Like when I say scream into the void, maybe I should phrase that differently because it's not that I like need this huge engagement. It's just that it's so hard to not feel connected to people. And so when I do get those comments, right, like those mean everything to me and I like hold
Right.
on to those for dear life. But it's also like there are definitely days where you forget why you're doing it.
It's fair.
But it's
You know what? This struggle is real for a lot of
the
people.
struggle
And
is real. It's I will say I had a band director give me some very sound advice when I was in high school. He said, if you could do anything else and be happy, go do that. And I tried. I tried to do anything else.
do anything else and be happy,
It
go
was like
do that.
a
Wow.
boomerang. I just kept throwing it and it kept coming back and hitting me in the face. Um,
Well, I feel like with the evolution of the music industry, it's been a blessing and a curse for a lot of people because if you think about it, in the beginning, you had CDs and you had records or you had tapes or you had whatever, and your stuff would be played on the radio and there was different mediums. And so it was easier to really gauge what's popular, what's not popular kind of thing, right?
yeah.
Now, like I said before, anybody can have a YouTube channel, anybody can be on Spotify, anybody can do this or that. And so connecting is even more difficult, but there's also more opportunity with that. So
Yeah.
it's a blessing and a curse, but you're having both at the same time, which is
I think the market is, so saturated that a lot of people don't make a living off of music and maybe aren't going to. And I might fall under that category. Also, I would trade that in a heartbeat for the fact that there aren't music isn't being gate kept so hard
yeah.
by the radio and by labels. Like the fact that I can go on my phone and I can, rattle off 15 artists with less than 3,000 monthly listeners whose songs like get me through the fucking day.
Right. Right.
The just access to music that I have, even as painful it is as an artist to have the actual music devalued, it comes at the cost of just getting a surplus of beautiful music from people who otherwise would not have been given the chance.
Agreed. 100%. I agree 100%. So, we're getting caught into this amazing conversation, but forgetting that I'm doing this top 5 thing. So everyone's like, God damn, this guy is taking forever to get to number 2. So number 2 is the first song I ever heard of yours, which is You. Um, and honestly, it's just so. I know that you listen to Taylor Swift, but it's so you have a verb for it. It's Swifty. It's very Swifty, but in a. It's almost like you said. So if Taylor Swift was more controversial
Mm.
and had more lyrics that were like, not trying to be on the radio, what would she sound like? And then you just kind of came up with a song. It's amazing. I love it. And it's actually really close. If it wasn't for the other one being lyrical genius, this would probably be number one. So, um I'm gonna put this on and bless everyone's ears with it for a minute or so and then come back. Here we go. This is you.
Okay, wait, I have an idea. What if we started it with
Easier to run, easier to not fight. When I'd rather be kind, well, you'd rather be right. Doesn't matter if I win or win, the game we're playing's rigged. Kept me fessing up for shit, you know I never did. Just so I can walk away, that you get the last word. But outside of the bedroom, I don't like to get hurt. Now I'm telling all my friends that it could have been worse. Like, you got me convinced that it could have been worse. My friends that me, everybody that I fucking act likes me except you. And the rest like me, can't believe it's true. If you know it's not me, then it's gotta be.
So yeah, I'm not even gonna keep going with that because I got just enough for people to go, damn, I want to hear the rest of that song. Yeah, it's it really grabs you, and it's got like that boppy kind of, hey everyone, listen to me, but it's like, whoa, okay, cool. She's got some serious stuff. Hold on, we got another comment.
That was ironically enough, we were talking about religion. That was my youth pastor as a kid, and I sang while she walked down the aisle.
Oh wow, okay.
I got my friends in tow today. This is great.
Damn. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And many more, in fact. We're getting a lot of views tonight. And Amanda, thank you so much for tuning in. Wow, you're getting all the comments tonight. This is great. I love it.
My roommate.
That's your roommate, Amanda?
She's in the other room.
She's like in the other room. I'm gonna make her come in here. She keeps commenting. We're gonna get her to come in and join the party. So, there we go. Look at this. We love the religion critique. Cool.
Thank you, Sarah. We're opening our minds here.
Yes, love it. Awesome stuff. So, I can. Yeah. Are we keeping you up, Amanda? I'm sorry. I'm not really, but I am kind of in a little bit. A little bit.
No, she's fine.
Just a little bit sorry. But for everyone who's watching and enjoying the show, I'm not sorry at all. So Amanda, if it makes you feel better, we're almost done. We're almost done. Now, number one for me is probably going to take a few minutes to really discuss because it is by far one of the best songs I've heard in a very, very long time from any kind of new artist. I'd say in the last 5 years. And I'm pretty much into a lot of music. So and my brother's an artist, and everybody is just in love with just writing music. So I'm connected to a lot of people who write music, but this song is just exquisite. It's Blueprints. So please tell me about this song, because honestly, it is just amazing.
I could talk about this song forever because it was such a labor of love. Nothing about this song came easy. It was pulling teeth the whole time, which is odd to hear because usually, when an artist writes a bop, they're like, yeah, this one came out in 30 seconds. And it was like, it's just meant to happen. No, this song was pulling fucking teeth. I think I wrote the little outro. I'm not patient, not honest, built on a fault line. Right. I wrote that first. I didn't have the rest of the song. I ended up, and Dave was actually a huge help with this too. I essentially came to him with like a 4-page document, and I was like, here are like all of these lyrics, and then we wrote like 6 different parts, and we weren't sure what order to put them in. It was like putting a puzzle together. And then the recording, which is like me and a piano, right? Like people hear it and they're like, oh, you recorded that in like an afternoon. I recorded and re-recorded those vocals maybe 7 or 8 times. I played the piano, didn't like it, went back, called my friend Dave, the jazz pianist, in and said, will you replay this? And then he played his take on it. And then I went in and spent like 3 weeks editing together parts of his take and parts of my take to get it the way I wanted it to sound in my head.
Wow.
And even then I was like, it's a demo. But yeah, I definitely think it's one of the best songs I've ever written. And I think
I would agree with that 100%.
It was really really cathartic and also really painful to write.
Well, I will say this, amazing props to you for the talent and the work that was put into the song. But sometimes I feel like, you know, I say this I've said this to you before we hit record, or I would say stream. You know, you have these amazing reels and the songs that are not released and all this kind of stuff. I almost want to encourage you to be like, hey, you know what? People love it. So what am I doing? Like, just there you go. Here it is. Boom. Wear your heart in your sleeve. Screw it. What do you got to lose? Like,
I'm gonna add you to the running list of screw it people.
I mean, like,
no,
yeah,
it's great advice. It's valid advice, and it's something that I am like, I'm trying to do. So
because honestly, and you know what's I think my most favorite reel that you have, if there is such a thing, is you being just super excited about playing this, like a part of this song. I think you're just like you don't have words, and you're just like, this just, you gotta hear it. And you just, yeah. And I'm just like, yeah, that's exactly how I feel about the song. It's just too good. It's too good. It's like ear candy is what it is. It's amazing. So
I'm so glad it landed. I'm so glad
it landed more than you realize. And I think from the comments and from just, you know, following you on social media and everything, I think people feel the same way as I do. So well done. This is amazing. We're going to play a little bit of this song. It is something that is near and dear to my heart because it's become my most played Harper song until tomorrow at least.
Great.
And then who knows? It's back to the drawing board. I got to figure out what my most played Harper Allen song is. But literally the most exquisitely written music I've listened to in the past 5 years easily. This is number 1 for me, so I'm going to play it right now. Well, there we go. Well, what's going on here? There we go. It's trying to... There we go.
I grew up in the eye of a hurricane, handcrafted in my own stability. I know not to let anything touch me. But you hit the gas while I brace for impact. You jump the cliff while I take the walk back. Loving you's heaven, but heights make me nauseous. 'Cause I can't live in between. I exist in extremes. It's drink till you're dead, or it's alternate, please. You think that you want me, I think that you're naive. I wish I could be too. Could you be an addict? 'Cause I know I couldn't. I wouldn't ask it. You could you have this just for a second? Don't come to your senses.
My God. You just get sucked into it, like you really do, and I can see you're getting sucked into it a little bit too, because you're putting yourself in that
I
mindset
haven't
of when you were
listened to
writing it.
in a very long time, actually, so I was just enjoying listening to it.
I'm not lying to you. It's I you know, I have artists. Well, I try and have it every week, but I try and have artists at least every other week, and I will tell you that. Oh my goodness, it is just an amazing song. Like it really, really does wow you with the lyrics, and it doesn't hurt that you're an amazing singer. You know, just saying.
It doesn't
It doesn't
hurt.
hurt. It doesn't hurt your case in any way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm in awe of your ability to write music. So keep doing what you're doing. It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Now, the reason why we're here is because you have new music, and most people are going to be like, it's about time. But yeah, I'm with you on that one, everyone. So hoping that I don't get bombarded with SoundCloud ads when I hit play, because it does
Oh
this to me
no.
occasionally. But
Oh
we
no.
can always, this is what live does to you, it's just one of those things. But so for those who are as excited as I am, tomorrow is a very special day. In fact, midnight is a pretty special time of the day for us here, Pacific Standard Time, at least. What I would say is, if you haven't already seen the reels or heard the snippets, where have you been? Like, oh my God, like it's all she's been posting the last 5 days at least. Anyway,
I'm just gearing up. I'm about
gearing
to.
up, yeah, gearing up,
Everyone-
teasing us with your little reels there.
Oh,
So this song is called Strangers. It is an amazing song as well. If it was already released, it probably would definitely be up there. I'm not going to tell you
was
which one.
this when did I send it to you? Like, when did you
Yeah,
do it for the first time? Did I send it today? Or was it before that?
it was a few days ago. I think it was like last week, maybe.
Gotcha.
You haven't changed anything, have you? Jesus, don't
No.
do that to me.
No. No.
Yeah, we got Jay-Z to do some rapping on it. What?
Can
What
you
are you talking about?
imagine if I had Jay-Z on my song? What a
We wouldn't be having this conversation right now. I know that much.
no.
Uh,
Eek.
you'd
I
be
got
like,
Jay-Z in my pocket.
nah,
Get out of here.
I gotta go on a show tomorrow night and all this stuff. Yeah. Which, you know what? I wouldn't be hurt or anything by that. You definitely deserve it. But Strangers is amazing. It's the new song. We're gonna listen to a little bit and then talk a little bit about it, and then we'll allow people to go forth and listen to more Harper music, because you definitely have touched the lives of many people. So let's crack on with this and do this right now. Here we go. Okay, SoundCloud, don't do me dirty. Don't do me dirty.
I don't wanna go home. I don't wanna face empty space where your stuff was. How am I supposed to let go? And everywhere I've been is a place where your love was. Is this it? How it ends? 4 years wrapped up with some old t-shirts. This is the end. Then it never should have begun. It's better off the bat, but I still want it back. Yeah, I know that you're a shot to kill, but I'm this standing target for you. Oh, you say that we're friends, and it just makes it worse. If I can't have you, then I'd rather be strangers.
Oh yeah, there it is, everybody. Strangers. So, can I ask you this question? Why is it that I feel like people just need to run up and give you a hug? Most of your songs are just so are just so like, oh my gosh. It's like, oh man, she's been hurt. Oh lordy.
I mean, I think we all have. I'm just incredibly vocal about it.
But
I
you're
don't
so articulate about it, I think is the thing. It's like the way you convey those feelings in lyrics. Like I said, you're one of the best lyricists I've heard in a while, but like, oh my gosh, like I'm just like, wow, okay. I feel like I need to send candy or something. Like this girl needs to
Send a support package.
this like can we get like an Amazon drone to just drop off some goodies or something? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's always really funny to me because, like I said, my songs take so long to write that by the time a song comes out, thank you, Amanda.
Amanda's been waiting forever for me to play this song, it sounds like.
All my songs take so long to write that by the time they come out, it's not that I don't relate to them, but that whatever I wrote about, whatever pain I wrote about isn't quite so visceral. So everyone around me is like, are you okay? Do you need a hug? Like, who broke your heart? And I'm like, lots of people, but I'm chilling. It's just a Thursday.
Yeah.
But this one was this was what I decided was going to be the last song about the particular breakup that I couldn't stop writing about. And so I had to make it a good one because I was going to go out with a bang.
It's so good though. Oh my gosh.
I'm really stoked. I'm really stoked about this one coming out. I'm very nervous because I'm so stoked.
But what do you know? So, let's not unpack it too much, but because this is not a therapy session of any description. But why are you nervous? Because honestly, I know artists are nervous about their music, but like legitimately, yes. Wait, what? Last song? No.
He doesn't have that one. She's referencing a song you haven't heard.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. It's probably a question. It's probably a question for later. Yes. Thank you, Dave. Dave agrees. It's fire. There's no reason to be nervous. But legitimately, I will ask you this question again. What is it that makes you so nervous about this music? Is it because it's related to a pretty sensitive topic close to the bone in your life? Or is it because you know that it's about that?
Honestly, it's because I know it's really good. And the thing I'm nervous about is that I will bomb the parts of it that aren't like I made a brilliant song. I'm worried about bombing in terms of like social media, in terms of marketing, in terms of not my cat's sneezing. In terms of not I guess doing it justice, to write something that I feel so intensely about and that I'm so proud of. And the fear is like, what if I have this thing and I don't do a good enough job promoting it, and so it flops, not because it's not good, but because I just didn't do a good job. So I guess anxiety, it like really.
Yeah, I mean,
music itself. I feel pretty good about this.
I get it, but I'll say this because I'm a little bit biased because I'm a massive fan now, and I've become a massive fan very quickly. And for those who are addicts of anything, they understand what I've been through over the last month or so. Because I would be more of an addict than a fan in this scenario because I do love your music that much. But what I will say is, legitimately, there's nothing about this track that I could say doesn't deserve to be played. You could be on any radio station anywhere in the world and legitimately people would go, turn that up. Like, so legitimately, I want you to hear that because I don't want you to stop making your music. My 5-year-old feels the same way.
I was gonna say, you were like, I'm your biggest. I was like, nah, your 5-year-old's my my biggest fan. I feel bad that I don't have clean versions that I'm teaching your kids.
No, he doesn't care.
F-word.
My wife is actually listening as well, so thank you. Here it is. Being nervous is an absolutely normal response, but no one will see your music if you don't put it out there. Look at how many followers you have.
True.
Imagine all those people in one room with you at once. That's so many people who love your music. Always do what scares you, because someone else can relate or enjoy it as much as you do. Wow, that was
facts.
Yes. Wow, thank you.
Good advice.
She's at work. She's at work.
Is she also in the green room?
She's in the green room. Yes, she's in the green room. But legitimately, yes, that's so true. And she's become a major fan too. Like,
Got your whole family on board.
yeah, I've got the whole family. Got the whole family on board, and that's something that I try and do on a regular basis. You know, whenever I have an artist, I know these people are coming on like days, maybe a week beforehand. And so I've already been listening to their music, but I start like really listening to their music around the house, doing stuff. And I might hear something like your tracks are so lyrical that I might hear something that I didn't hear when I was just kind of not focused or doing something at work or whatever. And so, last night we were listening to your music while we were playing Xbox. Sorry, honey. He's going, is that still her? And I'm like, yes, she's good. I was like, from a 5-year-old, that's awesome, actually.
Yeah.
You know, considering the last big hit you listened to was Blippi the Tractor, I'm gonna take that with a win.
He can tell the undercurrent of my origin.
Yes. Yes.
I have to send you some of the like Nickelodeon preschool stuff I did.
Oh yeah, definitely. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
I was born to. Hi, how are you? I was born. Oh my God, Bubbles.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
For kids.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Hey, if I'll put it this way, if Baby Shark can be a #1 hit across the globe, I think you can make a #1 hit. Let's put it that way. And it doesn't have to be for the kiddies.
Don't go for Baby Shark like that. Baby Shark is my #1 hit song.
I don't know. All I'm saying, there's the whole family of sharks. That's what's crazy. I have a cupboard full of themed bottles of every character of the Baby Shark family, in case you were wondering.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yes. So now you know the dark side of my life. Well, we've had amazing questions. We've had amazing comments. We've listened to every one of your songs tonight. What happens next for you? Because you've got, oh God, Amanda, really?
Amanda, am I allowed to talk about what you do? Did you sign an NDA? Wait till she responds.
She's Team Baby. Wow, we love Baby Shark.
Yeah, she works at Nickelodeon. She worked as a PA on the show Baby Shark up until about a week ago.
Whoa.
So we have also a lot of Baby Shark memorabilia around our home.
I'm not a Baby Shark hater. I'm like beep beep. Yeah, no. I'm not a Baby Shark hater. I'm just it makes my ears bleed now.
Yeah, okay.
You know, when I hear it on repeat, you know, it's
a lot. Yeah, and you have a kid, so I'm sure you kind of have to.
It's you know, it's like any Disney movie now. It's like you hear it and see it. Anyway. So, what's next? Because you have these reels that have tracks on them that I'm like, you don't give us the name of the track. And I'm like, oh man, what is that?
So next, at the end of August, I'm putting out a song called Last Love Song, which I will send you if you would like to hear it, so you can have that.
I know Katie's going to be excited to hear that one. That's cool.
That one is super not appropriate for your 5-year-old. So I will. Apparently, everything's appropriate for your. I wouldn't judge parenting.
I mean, no, it's all good.
Just to
It's all
give
good.
context of the song, it's about breakup sex. So it's framed as last love song. So it's framed as like the last dance of the night. But it's
Cool.
So that's coming out at the end of August, and then hopefully that song that I was teasing on Instagram that you were talking about, I'm in love with that song. I'm getting conflicting feelings about how I would like to produce it, so I'm sitting on it for a little bit. But hopefully that's the next one, and then I think the move should just keep going. I might put out an EP at some point, although I'm still I've been making music for a very long time. I haven't been making music for myself as an artist for a very long time. And so I'd like to just keep doing what I'm doing and put out single after single until I feel like I have a good enough grasp on what I want to do to put out an entire project, something like an EP or a demo.
Right, yeah.
Or an album. So that's my plan, is just to keep pumping out, as many songs as I can finish that I love and see what direction that takes me. Hopefully, this time next year, I'm opening up for Chapel Roan. We'll see.
Wow.
I already did my hair, so we're twins. But, yeah, that's my plan. My plan is to keep music unrelentingly.
I look, you got fans everywhere. Whether they're vocal enough on Instagram is what I'm begging people to do now, because you definitely deserve to hear the love and see the love that we have for your music. Don't stop making your music. Your music is amazing. You've got so many great lyrics and great songs, and it's just so much. But don't also keep us waiting, damn it. Like I really just want more.
Okay.
It's like
your frustration, your comment has been received. I will take it into severe consideration.
Wow, man, that redheads unite. Lovely. And Sarah, she would be lucky to have you open for her. Wow. Well, you know what? You've got this support group.
I do. I have a great.
You really do. And it's amazing. And they've all come out in their droves tonight, and your fans and everyone that loves your music. We've had consistent viewers. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. It's been an amazing episode. Probably, I would say, one of the best we've had. And I just really enjoy the conversation, the music. And like I keep saying, you just got to keep making it. You got to keep doing it. Don't hold back. Don't be afraid to release it. You're a perfectionist. I can see that, but good Lord, you can make great music. So just do it. Just like whatever.
Heard.
In other words, make a Baby Shark or two. It won't matter. It's okay.
Make a Baby Shark or two. I like that.
And then you can go into your hole and make the other ones that we were talking about this evening. You can go make a blueprints after you've released a couple of baby sharks. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about.
I can't spend all my time in my artist hole.
There you go. There you go. All right. You got what I was trying to say. That's why you're a better lyricist than anyone else. You put what we're thinking into words a lot better than anyone. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. It's been another amazing episode of Untouched Melodies. Please, please, please go out and support independent artists everywhere. They need the love. They need your support. But this one especially, Harper Allen, you are absolutely amazing. You're a great person. You're a phenomenal artist. And I hope to hear much, much, much more from you. It's been an amazing conversation tonight. We love you, Harper, is the message that is just peppering in as we close out the show.
Yay!
I'm sure she'll hug you. I'm sure she'll hug you right after we get off here.
Oh, yeah.
But
thank you so much for having me, for putting in the effort to get in touch, even though Instagram's hard. But thank you so much for having me. It's such a delight to talk about myself. I love to
100%. 100%. It's an absolute pleasure. This will stop streaming, and then we can talk a little bit afterwards. But I will say this to everybody: Harper Allen needs to be listened to appreciate her full amazing artistry. Go and listen to Blueprints, the whole track, and then leave some comments. In fact, if you wanna leave comments on my page, I will send them to her, because I will be your advocate for getting more music, if that's how we have to do this. She's gonna have to block me now on all social media and phones. But again, this has been another amazing episode. We'll be back again with another amazing artist very soon. Keep your eyes on all social media for anything that may be coming up. I have some exciting guests coming up, I can assure you. But until then, we're how many hours away? Oh my gosh, an hour and 45 minutes away from the release of Harper Allen's new track, Strangers. Don't go to bed yet. You gotta listen to it before you go to bed.
Losers go to bed.
Be the first to stream. Be the person to be able to say that. Spotify has amazing stuff now where you can leave comments and star things and all this kind of stuff. So definitely go do that. And if you are an artist and you want to reach out and share your music, please do so. I'm always willing to connect with new artists and support as much as I can. Thank you again, everybody. We're just grateful to have you tune in this evening, and we'll catch you again soon.
This is brought to you by Unscripted Productions. Thanks for being a part of the journey, and be sure to follow us for more info to get new episodes and more great content. And of course, rate this show on your favorite podcast listening platform and leave us a 5-star review. See you here next time.